coming up short. Fucking with Too Short. Too short, bitch. Coming up short. Too short, too short. Bitches keep coming up short when they fucking.
Hey, what's up? So I just got through finishing a deload squat session. You probably can't tell I'm still sweating like crazy because of my hot gym, which I've talked about numerous times. Today I want to discuss something to do with form, and that is there are many right ways to do a specific lift, and I'm going to be talking about, the usual big three, military press, basically anything. There's many different right ways of doing lift, and there's the wrong way to do the lift, to put it easily, I guess. What I'm trying to say is that there's no one specific way to perform a squat or to perform a deadlift or to perform a bench or overhead press. I mean, for instance, I guess look at some of the top squatters and top benchers and top deadlifters in the world and look at their form. Some use sumo stance, some use conventional stance, some will use a sumo stance on the squat, some will use a conventional stance. Some people flare their elbows out like crazy on the bench, some people have their elbows tucked in, some people have a huge arch in their chest when they bench, some people have a flat chest, some people deadlift with a round back, some people deadlift with a straight back. Squats, some people have their knees to come forward a ton, some people have basically a nearly vertical tibia, and these are all guys who are lifting, ridiculous amounts of weights. So what I wanted to talk about is that they're all doing the proper things within the lift, and they're minimizing or completely deleting, I should say, the incorrect things to do in their lift. So, for instance, if you look at someone like Nera versus someone like Dan Green, they both have squats. I think Nera is in the 800s, or has been at some point. He's been injured, but if you look at their squats, they're both guys with similar body compositions, both at an incredibly high level, and they both squat completely differently. Dan Green has a very wide stance. He bends over a lot, and whereas Nera, his feet are a little bit narrower, his knees come forward a lot, his torso is a little more upright. And if you really want to break it down, yeah, they have tons and tons of similarities. They probably have way more similarities, but if you just look at it with the bare naked eye, without being too objective, their squats just look differently. So, and is someone going to go up to them and be like, dude, you're doing that squat all wrong? These guys squat 800 pounds, they're not doing it wrong. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's multiple ways to skin a cat, and the trick is to find what works best for you, what works best for your leverages. On the other side of the coin, I want to mention that there are ways that you should not be doing things, and no matter what, no matter if you deadlift sumo versus deadlifting conventional, you just shouldn't be doing things. So, going back to the example of Dan Green and Nera, for example, things that not to do when you're squatting, you shouldn't have your elbows flared back. You shouldn't be rounding your upper back, which, it's impossible to do with that much weight on your back anyways. You shouldn't have a crazy valgus collapse. Your knees shouldn't be coming inwards. And you look at both those guys' squats, and that doesn't happen ever. So, they have a lot more similarities than differences, but there are different ways of performing that specific lift. So, when people are always, criticizing you, or not necessarily even criticizing, maybe even just giving you constructive criticism, just be like, yeah, I'm happy that works for you. I've tried that, doesn't work for me. So, if you're trying to get better and better at something, sure, you should be looking at different cues that you can add to your repertoire when you're doing your own exercise or when you're videotaping, so that you can see, yeah, okay, I need to do this, maybe I need, and so next week comes around, in your head you're going to be like, okay, when I do my sumo deadlifts, I need to push my knees out a little bit more. So then You're going to add that cue to every single rep of every single set that you do until it becomes ingrained in your head, and it's just, it's just part of doing the lift. You don't have to actually think about it. That's where you want to get to. But even guys like, even the top guys, they'll go and they'll talk to someone else, and they might learn something very, very small, and they'll employ that into their training protocol on a daily basis, and whether that be a form tweak or whatever. So everyone uses those tweaks to improve upon the lift. Just make sure that you're not getting someone to completely change absolutely everything when you know that if that doesn't work for you, because that's counterproductive, and you're just going to be kind of spinning your wheels. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope that makes sense for you. I will see you soon. Take care.